Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. We have Ale and Stevie here in the studio, and we've got Frank and Nedum joining us remotely. I feel like we've got like a remix going on in my
allegedly.
ear. Yeah, I know, allegedly. I hope they're here. I wasn't sure if they were earlier, so I didn't go to. They are here.
Right,
fantastic.
Okay.
This is good
We're
news.
here. I'm glad the host of the show knows who's in, who's out, who's not here.
I know. You had one job. All right, Stevie, can you be positive about Liverpool for a change?
Maybe for a change. just because I was disappointed last week doesn't mean that I'm not. Look, the problem is that you're always looking to improve. That's how you should be. It's dead easy to sit and talk about all the great things and all the good things, but you want us to talk about what they can get better at. And right now, Liverpool are in a great spot. Probably not where they want to be. They probably want to be sitting on the top. But I think the most important thing and the most positive thing is, we were talking on the show earlier about how City can get better. Liverpool can get better as well. I think Liverpool, if they can figure out how to change that gear and go a little bit faster, then they're going to win way more games.
Measured from Stevie.
So yeah, the positive side is I think they've still got another gear.
Okay. All right.
And the slot's just got
Keep it there. You were positive. You were positive.
Yeah, that'll do.
Keep it there.
It.
That's it.
Give it.
Liverpool's got another gear. And look where they are in the table. So if they've got another gear, what does that mean?
Positive.
It doesn't
I
get
like
more
it.
positive than that.
Oh, Utah will change this thing for us. Worst Liverpool performance this season and still managed to get a point. This is surely a good sign for the title challenge. Don't you guys think?
I thought we were going for positive.
Well, I'm going to stay away from Stevie then on this one. Let me go to Nedum.
Did you not see the Forest game?
Yeah, the Forest game wasn't great, to be honest. Today it didn't feel that good, to be honest. But the fact is, Salah steps up, he scores that goal, and so we can have a slightly different conversation about, say, maybe the style of play, maybe questions about Arsenal. Because if they would have lost this match with the Arsenal side in the shape that they're in, finishing with some players on the pitch who we wouldn't expect to see in those big games, it's more of an issue. But there's something about character, there's the strength of the team, the way that they kept pushing, the fact that the two centre-backs stood up when they needed to be counted, and Salah stepped up again in a massive game. So yeah, positives are there. I think you would aspire to have a better performance, but you'll take it because now Arsenal haven't caught up to you and you still know. As Stevie said, the positive is Liverpool can still get better and they're right there. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I love the Liverpool positivity today. Frank, let's see if we can get any Chelsea positivity.
All right, here we go.
Are Chelsea finishing in the top four?
Yes, it's possible. And the fourth seat, not above, I would say. I think it's going to be for Arsenal, Manchester City, and Liverpool in a different order. But really, yeah, it's possible for Chelsea to finishing fourth, but you have to give credit to Aston Villa, to Brighton, maybe Nottingham Forest again, and maybe one or two others. So it's not done yet because it's only the 9th day and nothing is concrete right now. But let's say that's encourages what we see. We didn't expect to see that, so let's be positive about it.
Oh, I love
That was positive-ish.
Ish.
At the end.
Okay.
He brought it around in the
Brought it
end.
around at the end.
Yeah.
Well, let's remember that Ale is a very glass half full type of guy.
Naturally.
So let me put this to you, Ale.
Sure.
Manchester United lead the Premier League in big chances missed. Why does Ten Hag keep getting blamed for the players' inability to finish?
Well, part of it is because he wanted those players to come in. And he is the one choosing these players to put them on the field. So, look, you can go in the way of Chelsea and have 40 players if you so desire. But in the end, when we're analyzing a team, while we analyze the performances, we also have to analyze the person who's actually responsible for the makeup of the group. And look, it's part of the job. You're Erik Ten Hag, the manager of Manchester United. Of course, there are individual mistakes that we will talk about and we will analyze and we'll criticize. But the big picture, you have to focus on the manager. Because he's been putting players in and out. It's not just one game. It's not just 1 week. It's not 1 month. It's now becoming the trend and the reality of Manchester United to be where they are. And he has been at the helm of this. So it's part of your job to take responsibility for it.
Do you agree with that, Nedum?
Yeah, I think I do, to be honest. I think there are elements where obviously they have missed chances like we've seen today. But maybe those players need to feel more confident in those moments. Maybe they need to practice ways to sort of break teams down. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you need to work on your set pieces more. I think this is a coach that's been brought in by them to sort of fix that. But the manager's on the sideline. Ultimately, the performances will come down to them. And even though there are times when you look at United and say, well, they should have won this or they could have won that, you know, if you don't get the results, the manager will be the one who's the easiest person to change, because those players, they're tied into 2, 3, 4, 5-year contracts. So realistically, who's going to last longer? Is it going to be the players or the manager? You know, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be those players, isn't it?
Frank, have Chelsea found their 9 with Nicolas Jackson? Do you think he can become one of the best strikers in the Premier League this season?
I wish him the best, really, and I want him to be successful.
We'll take that.
I should have started with all due respect.
Yeah,
With respect.
Just say no, move on.
No, but, no,
With all due respect, no.
No disrespect, boss.
no, but allow me to have some doubts about that still, you know, because with what we saw the year before, when he came from Spain, didn't allow me to think that he will be one of the best strikers in the Premier League this season. So everything goes well. It depends, obviously, how he's served by his teammates, and it's been the case today by Neto. It's been some of the time the case by Palmer and Madueke. So if they carry on providing chances, he will score goals. What I want to see, like today, like you have one chance, you score the goal. It's what we want to see from a striker. Harry Kane, he needs one chance to score most of the time. Jackson, right now, is still with 3, 4 chances, maybe to have 1 goal. For me, it's too much. So he has to improve on that, and then we can maybe rank him a little bit better.
Was that glass half full?
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
When you start the answer with "allow me to have some doubt," that's right.
Yeah. All right, we will allow it. For Stevie, and I'll ask a few of you this: if you were announced as manager of United, what's the first change you would make?
Oh, blimey.
Who hates you this much?
That's an oxymoron. That's an oxymoron.
What would be the first of many changes?
Yeah, you guys can help him as well.
I mean, where do you start? Honestly, where do you start?
Well, you're the manager. Where do you start?
We actually, it seems like every week we go to a different department of Manchester United. Today, the department that wasn't functioning particularly well was the forward line. Last week it was the back line. The week before that, it's Casemiro and Menu in the middle of the park. I mean, where do you start? I'll tell you where I would start.
All right.
Here you go. I would absolutely shut down the back line. Just don't lose any goals. If you don't lose any goals, you're always going to have a chance to win the game, because you only need 1 goal. So you've got to start at the back, keep it rock solid, keep it watertight, and then you move forward. That's how I would go about it.
Is it the best course of action, Frank?
That's not too bad, but as you have always a chance to score, you always have a risk to concede a goal every game you play, so you cannot be perfect. So that's the basics of football. If you are strong at the back, you know you have a chance to win. That's what Didier Deschamps can explain to you for 2 hours, playing for Juventus in Italy, where they were kind of masterpieces in that matter. But yeah, it's so many changes to do. But I do know what, just seeing the questions, that's impossible. I don't really see Steve Nicol being the manager of United. Doesn't work.
I mean, that's definitely true.
You asked what the best course of action is respectfully decline the opportunity.
Is that what you would do, Nedum, if they called you
and
they asked you to take over at Manchester United?
To be honest, To be honest, I would accept it, but more in the sort of means of a Trojan horse. And from there, I would just try and destroy the club from within. And, you know, with all due respect, I don't know how you get a chance to do it
Well, you're
as a
easy,
player,
wouldn't it,
you know,
right now?
I don't want them to do well.
And by the way, they're well on their way, Nedum. They have a head start on that. Don't you worry.
Yep, they absolutely are. A little bit of Greek mythology in the show there. Anyway, thank you so much for sending in your questions. Oh, don't worry about it, Stevie. But that will do it for the latest edition of Extra Time.
Hold on. You think Stevie's read the Iliad and the Odyssey?
I mean, I thought he might have known.
Huh?
No?
Come on.
Yeah, I've read them all. I've run it.
I thought you were a Greyhound guy.
Yeah, I need a new book. I've read all of those.
All right, well, we've got a few for you. Don't worry. We'll send you down to that segment in the library.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll get you a library card first. All right, join us tomorrow for more of the same.